What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the Busy Life Podcast. My name is Julie, and today we are talking some deep talk. I don't know if that's a sentence, but I just made it one. We are talking about loving our bodies. And I know that that is not a topic a lot of people want to get into, but you're here, so don't you dare turn it off and go to get some music on or nothing. No, you clicked on this podcast for a reason. You need to hear this, and I promise you're going to get something from this. Consider this my favorite kind of episode. The kind where you and I are going for a hot girl walk. I'm helping you unpack some things going on in your mind, and I'm helping you realize that you are capable of so much more than you let yourself believe. Think of it as not a therapy session, because I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed doctor or therapist or psychiatrist, but as a venting session, as an opportunity for you to unpack the things that have been going on in your mind, the things that are getting in the way of you living your best life, your most authentic life. And you're realizing that you don't have to wait on your weight. That is something that Jamie Kern-Lima says all the time. And if you don't know what that means, it means you literally don't have to wait to be a certain size or a certain number on the scale in order to live your best life. So I want to dig deep into loving your body, what it means to accept your body as it is, because I'm going to give you a harsh truth right now. Whether you want to hear this or not, this is the body you have. You cannot go to Target and return it. You can't do, 2-day shipping on a new one on Amazon. This is it. And when you wake up tomorrow, this is the one you're in again. This is your body. And instead of being upset about it, I want you to look at it and be like, damn, I am so blessed. And I'm so thankful. And no matter if you are religious, spiritual, or not, this is it. And you need to be thankful for what you have, or you will never appreciate what you get. So let's jump into this topic. And the reason I picked to talk about this now is because at this point in time, it is April, it's 2024, and it's turning into spring, which means we are wearing less clothes, which means we are wondering about what our bodies are going to look like in our summer clothes from last year. We are wondering what kind of bikinis we might be wearing or what kind of bathing suits we might be wearing. Are we going to have to wear a high-waisted one? Because, these past 6 months, I haven't been so good. Or are we thinking, you know what? I can probably buy a new bathing suit because I've been working really hard these past few months. I mean, I know you're thinking about it. No matter what direction your mind is going in, you're thinking about it. Maybe you've even started already to wear the summer clothes or the spring clothes, and you're noticing like, oh, this fit a little better last year. Or you know what? I was hoping that when I put this on again this time last year and that when I put it on now, it would fit better, but it still doesn't. I mean, I know we're having all kinds of comments when we put our clothes on, because what happens when we put our clothes on is we have to look in the mirror. A lot of these problems are coming from when we look in the mirror. And that sounds so silly, but it's true. Because the first thing we do when we look in the mirror is we pick ourselves apart. And that is not what you should be doing. I am guilty. There are still moments when I look and I'm like, ugh. And I have to stop myself, because this isn't something you can fix overnight, meaning your thought process, not just your body, because your body is not something that needs to be fixed. It's something that takes time. It takes awareness. It takes reasoning. It takes healing. It is a deep journey that honestly, I can't even fully embark in one episode with you guys. And like I said, I'm not a licensed professional who can even dive into some of the reasons as to why this is so hard for some of us. I can only speak from personal experience, from stories my clients have told me, from things I've seen my friends and family go through and say out loud. It's just, I just know that this time of year is hard. This is where we are even more so comparing ourselves than we did in the winter. It is the time of year where we're wearing less clothes. We are exposed more often. It's hot outside, so we are around more people. It's that time. It's that time of year. And my goal for you today is for you to listen to this episode and to make some kind of baby steps, whatever that is for you. Feel free to send me a message and say, hey, I heard this that you said, and I really want to work on it. Or, hey, I heard this thing that you mentioned. I think that applies to me. I'm going to run it through my therapist and we're going to talk about it together. Whatever it is, I just want you to move towards your goal. I don't want you to hear this episode and feel like I'm calling you out. I don't want you to hear this episode and feel like, well, I'm screwed. Because you're not. You are far from it. You are doing the right things. And if you're not doing the right things, that's okay too. This is your time to get better and to start talking to yourself more kindly, because nobody's perfect. Like I said, I still make comments sometimes and then I have to catch myself. So buckle up, grab a chair, grab a drink, do whatever you need to do. And we're going to really dive into truly loving and accepting our bodies this summer. And if you're not listening to this in the summertime and you're listening to this winter, spring, fall, whenever you're listening to this, this is still meant for you, okay? Something that I used to really kind of like nail in my brain is that summer bodies were made in the winter, especially when I was a massive gym rat back before COVID. And I was like, nope, I have to do this. I have to do this so I can earn my summer body. So there is kind of a spectrum here that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about extremist and, love what it really means to love your body versus, are you starving your body? Are you depriving your body? Are you just letting go of your body and you're doing false body positivity? There's a lot. So, like I said, grab a drink, grab a seat, or get your AirPods in and go for a walk because we are diving in. The first thing I want to talk about is, what does it mean to actually love your body? It does not mean looking in the mirror and being like, oh, I love it. It's wonderful. Nothing's wrong. It's not. It's important to remember that nobody is perfect. Everyone is their own unique, beautiful person. We all have different shapes, sizes, features, because that is what makes us us. And to love your body means to accept your body. It means that you embrace everything about you that is different without judgment and without comparison to others. Theodore Roosevelt has a very famous quote that is, comparison is the thief of joy. And it is so true. You could be having the best day ever, the best time ever. Maybe you're at the beach and you are playing volleyball with some friends and you're not thinking about how your body looks in this bathing suit because you are just having such a good time playing volleyball. And then some beautiful woman comes along. She's got six-pack abs, a tight butt. She is got the long, beautiful hair, the flawless skin. I mean, let's pretend she has a thigh gap too. I mean, she's got all the things that you think you want. And now you have totally lost your fun. You are no longer interested in playing volleyball. Your friends are going to keep going on without you. You're like, but wait, Julie, where are you going? Oh, no, I'm good. And now you sit in the corner and you put a t-shirt on. And then eventually you go inside and you cry because you just compared yourself to somebody that you have no idea. You know nothing about her. Maybe she has an eating disorder. Maybe she works out like 3 times a day and that's just not realistic. Maybe she's an athlete. So, of course, you're not going to look like her because you don't play sports like her. Maybe she's been at this for years and you are just now starting. I mean, guys, why? Why even try to compare? Why even try to judge? We have to take this first step, which means understanding what it means to love and accept ourselves. If you don't want to use the word love just yet, that's fine. I think step one is acceptance. This is the body I have. Like I said, I can't return it. It doesn't come with a 30-day return policy. This is her. This is my body. My acne scars, my stomach, my cellulite, my everything. This is me. This is my body. And honestly, how dare I break her apart? So that's what it means. To love yourself is to accept yourself without judgment and without comparison. So now that you know that, we need to go into some different ways that we can start to actually love our body. And these come from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. They have 10 ways that we can start loving our body immediately, honestly. And I think the best thing about this, and the reason I picked this article, is because they are things that every single one of us can do. It's not like, oh, but she's fit, so she can do this, or she has a background in this, so she can do that. Like I said, step one, the reason we went over that definition is because we need to keep that in mind this entire time. Loving your body is accepting your body, where you are right now, where you've been, and where you want to go, without judgment and without comparison. So let's get into this. Again, this is from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Their counseling and psychological services has this awesome article here that we are going to just dive right into. Step number 1 is listen to your body. Eat when you're hungry and rest when you're tired. That is the best way you can start listening to your body. Something that I personally have really been building on is listening to my emotions as well. Listening to your body also means listening to when you're not feeling like doing something, when you get a bad feeling about doing something or being with someone else. Listen to your intuition. Your body and your soul knows the answer. Sometimes we don't, and sometimes we think we know the answer, or we actually know what the right answer is and it's hard to listen to it, which can cause anxiety. But a great first step is eating when we're hungry and resting when we're tired. That is a great way of honoring our body and saying, hey, I hear you. I want to help you. Part of accepting our body is not punishing it, really. It's saying, hey, is something wrong? How can I help? So, for my girls out there, when it is your time of month, are you going to force yourself to go run a half marathon? No. You're tired. You're going to listen to your body. You're going to say, no. We might do some gentle yoga. We might go for a walk, but we have got cramps on a scale of a 1 to 10. They're a 10. We're not doing that. If you are starving, please do not sit there and say, oh, but I already hit my 1,800 calories, because that is dangerous. I've been there. And again, don't do any of these without running this by a therapist or a close friend. But I really believe that if you can practice little habits, hey, typically I eat dinner around 6, but I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to eat it now because it's 5 o'clock. I think those are things that are attainable and we can all do together. We can all focus on little habits that make things better. when it comes to calorie counting, when it comes to a workout schedule, if you are working with a trainer, if you're working with a therapist, a doctor, a nutritionist, a registered dietitian, of course, run these things by them. But I promise you, a great insert all of those jobs is going to tell you the same thing. Eat when you're hungry and rest when you're tired. And if you have a hard time balancing those things, oh, but Julie, I'm hungry all the time. And then I eat all the time. And, this and this and this happens. And then I overeat. And now I'm stressed. And now I really don't like my body. Yeah, I've been there. That's a very slippery slope. And I think to make this number one on the list just shows how hard it is to do. And I think it's something that many women deal with. I mean, we deal with a lot of guilt for not working out because we're tired, or not showing up because we're tired, or overeating because we were stressed, or undereating because we were stressed. It's a really slippery slope. And again, I'm not saying to do this alone, but I do think it's important, and it's important that you hear it first. Learning how to listen to your body is one of the biggest strengths you can have in partnership with your body. And it's going to take some time, but I promise you it will lead you to a road of acceptance, and it'll lead you to a road of loving your body. The second one, change the messages that you are giving yourself. Identify the negative ways that you speak to yourself and make a decision to replace that self-talk with more realistic, loving, and positive statements. Amen. When we're talking about that mirror, for instance, I bet you the first thing you're going to say is, oh, shoot, we got another zit. Oh, my pooch is still sticking out. Oh, man, my arms are so flabby. Wrong answer. That is all negative. That is all you criticizing. All of it is you picking yourself apart. And now think of your body as it just literally just dropped its head and is like, oh, I can never please her. She'll never love me. And it just sighs. It's pretty sad when you think of it that way, because this is your body. I mean, would you talk that way to a child, to a friend, to a sister, to your mother? Mm-mm. So do not talk like that to yourself. I think you could even get deeper into saying that that's you talking to your inner child, if you want to even explore that option. But I promise you, the more you do it, the more harm it's going to cause, and the further away you're going to be from your goal. You might not believe them at first. And I think one of the hardest parts is saying these things to yourself that are kind, because you don't believe them. So my advice to you is to say things about you that you like. It doesn't have to be physical. We don't have to start with physical if that's not where you are. But you can say, I am a kind person. I am hardworking. I stick to my goals. I am a good sister. I am a great friend. What are you good at? What do you like? What about you do you like? There's got to be something. I do not believe you if you say that there is absolutely nothing about you that you don't like, or that there's nothing about you that you like. I just don't believe it. Let's say right now you are struggling with body image because you feel like you're overweight. Maybe you have really pretty curly hair. I love my hair. I love my straight teeth. Maybe you had braces for years and you're so thankful that now your teeth give you confidence. Maybe you love your skin. Maybe you love your skin tone. Maybe you do love your body. I mean, guys, maybe you've been working so hard. I love that I can see my body is thriving. I love that I woke up today. I'm thankful that I get to try again. those affirmations, those kind words and kind self-talk that we say to ourselves, that is a crucial step in this process. And I really need us all to be implementing that as often as we can. The third one, this one's pretty hit or miss for, I say this as a personal trainer because I know some people are going to say don't do that, but I'm I'm on board with this. Throw out your bathroom scale. If you have a very unhealthy relationship with weight and you are really struggling to love and accept your body, do not define it by a number. Do not define it by a number. Let me tell you a story about myself. When I was, let me think back. Gosh, was it high school? Yeah, high school, college, end of college. When I was at the end of college, I was 170 pounds. And now, some of you don't know my height or anything, but some people hear 170 pounds and they're like, yikes. At this point in time, 170 pounds was not what I wanted to be. I was overweight. I was unhappy. I had no muscle. I just felt bleh. So I started to lose weight and I got really skinny. I still had no muscle. I was now 150 pounds. I thought that the number 150 was where I needed to be. I was thin. I kind of had a thigh gap. I had a flat stomach. I didn't have abs, but I had a flat stomach. So that was nice. I didn't have bigger arms. I felt very good in my skin. Guys thought I looked attractive. So yeah, I must be doing something right because I'm doing a lot of high intensity cardio and I'm skinny. Fast forward to now. Guess how much I weigh? 170. And now I strength train 5 times a week. I have never felt more confident in my skin. I feel like a badass when I go to the gym. I have curves I never had before. I have visible abs some days. And I'm 170. So does that scale matter to me? Not really. Not really. Is it kind of good to have maybe on days when or weeks or months when I feel like I'm going off the wagon? Okay, cool. Maybe it's after after the holidays it kind of crept up to 180, but we're back now. So yeah, maybe it's not bad, but for a lot of people, it's really important to remember. And I think everybody needs to remember this actually. You are much more than a number on the scale. Instead of focusing on your pounds or your kilograms or however you measure yourself, focus on the most important things that you like about yourself. Your talents, your qualities, your skills, your characteristics. Are you hardworking? Are you kind? Are you going after your goals? Because I'll tell you what, 170-pound Julie in college versus 170-pound Julie now are two totally different Julies. And I choose this one every day. And the funny thing is, this is the same body that I was in college. It's the same me. Nothing's changed other than I've started taking care of my body differently. Literally, the number didn't even change. It went down and it went back up. So think about that. Do not put so much pressure on this number on a scale. Use it as a measurement tool if you would like, but do not be afraid to toss it if it is causing you more harm than good. Let's jump into number 4. Number 4 is think of your body as an instrument instead of an ornament. I'm going to say that again. Think of your body as an instrument instead of an ornament. This means be thankful every day for all of the wonderful things that your body can do and all the wonderful things that you can do in your body. You can dance, you can play, you can run, you can enjoy good food, you can give hugs, you can do a lot of things, right? An ornament just sits, it just hangs. It's just there for people to take pictures of and look at. Okay? That's not why we're here. We are here to live our lives. We are here to go out there, to explore places, to try foods, to eat foods without guilt, to live our best life. And sometimes you're going to do that with a belly roll. Sometimes you're going to have a pimple on your face when you do that. Sometimes you're not going to be the weight you thought you were when you do those things. But you know what you're not going to do is you're not going to let that stop you. You're not. We are going to live the life we want, do the things we want to do, and we are not going to wait on our weight. The end. It's as simple as that. Now, I know you're going to hear that and you're like, but that's not enough, Julie, because I can't do those things and be happy. I hear you. I've been there. I've been you. I've thought to myself, how am I supposed to go to the pool and enjoy this when I feel like a balloon in my bathing suit? Or back when I was too skinny, I felt like a stick. And I felt like everybody wanted me to stay this way, but I was lightheaded a lot and I was fainting and I didn't understand. And I hear you. I hear you. So here's what I'm going to say to you. It's time to take care of yourself. That's pretty broad, but it's time to start doing things that you know your body will appreciate. Maybe it won't show you right away, but it probably will. This is where you start incorporating exercise. I know you guys hear those words and you think, oh my God, I know. I hear my doctor say that all the time. I'm serious. But when you hear that word, I don't need you to think like, oh, you need to go lift 200 pounds at the gym. You don't have to do that. Some days I lift fives. Some days we're at tens. Some days we're at 250. It depends on the day. But exercise doesn't necessarily mean weights. Walking is exercise. Yoga, dance, Pilates, bar, swimming. There are endless ways to exercise. That will make your body feel better. Eating will make your body feel better, but not just eating foods that are nutritious, eating foods that don't have 1,000 different ingredients on the side and you can't even pronounce half of them because maybe some of them are fine, but maybe the others are like added preservatives because that can sit on the shelves for forever. Move your body, fuel your body, and your body will thank you. I bet after one day, and I can say this as a personal trainer and as a nutrition coach, I bet after one day, just one day, where you went for a 30-minute walk and you ate a few meals that were more nutritious than others that you've eaten in the past, you'll feel better. Your body immediately will be like, ooh, I liked that. we don't do that a lot, and I need us to do more of that. You'll feel better. I have not met anybody that regrets a workout unless they did it when they were tired and they hurt themselves or something bad happened. But even when you're tired, you get a pretty good workout. Even when you don't feel like it, you usually get a pretty good workout. Which leads me to number 5. Exercise to feel good and to be healthy. When we focus too much on exercising to lose weight, we begin to use exercise as a form of punishment. When you start to punish your body stops giving you the results that you want because now you are in a state of high stress and your cortisol levels are spiking. And now exercise isn't fun anymore and you don't want to do it and you dread going, and boom, another negative cycle has started. Now you don't like the way you look because you haven't been exercising, and it continues. It's a dangerous path, but it happens. It happens. There was a point in time when I was doing 6 hard resistance workouts every week. And I was throwing in cardio about 3 times a week. And that wasn't like a light walk, it was like a power walk every time. And I was running. And was I doing? Yep. And I was dancing. I was exhausted. 1 day a week for rest with all of that work. I mean, we don't have enough days in the week to make it more than that, but I was punishing myself. I did not like the way I felt. I didn't like the way I looked in my body. And I figured I have to go to the gym if I want to look good. We have to go. It's like telling a little kid at the store, like, we need to leave right now because you just destroyed their shoe display. My body didn't do anything. Nobody did anything wrong. I did. I just punished myself for no reason. Why would we do that? Instead, we need to find fun ways to add more physical activity in our life, such as my all-time favorite form of activity, going for a walk with a friend. Walking is free. You can go outside, walk whenever you want. You don't have to try to find the gym that you can afford with the people that you like and the classes that you like or the machines that you like. You can walk. Just go outside. Oh, it's raining. Guess what? You know how many treadmills there are out there that you can purchase? And you only got to buy that thing one time. There are so many ways that we can exercise and move our body out of freedom, out of fun, and out of love. And then when you do it to take care of your body, you change your intention by talking kindly to yourself, by telling yourself, I'm not doing this because I'm punishing myself. I'm doing it because it's going to make me feel better. Am I at a place right now where I love the way I look? No. But by going for this walk, I will begin my journey of taking better care of myself. Because I'm not going to start loving my body when I get there. I'm going to start loving my body now. I'm going to start loving my body because my body deserves to be loved right now. Not in 3 months, not in 5 months. It deserves to be loved the entire time. So I'm going to start now. And the more you teach yourself that, and the more you coach yourself this, you get better at it. Number 6 is move with your head held high. This means if you act like someone with a healthy body image and good self-confidence, the act of doing this will become your reality. I have heard this many times with other things that are not body image related, but basically, when you start acting like the person you want to become, you are training yourself on how to be that person. You are going through the motions of like, oh, wait a minute. If I want to be a morning person, I am clearly not. I hit snooze 100 times, but a morning person does not. So I am going to pretend like I'm a morning person. And I am going to get up when that alarm goes off, and it's going to suck. But, morning people love it. So I'm going to try it. And I'm going to keep doing it for a week. And then after a week, maybe there's one day when you sleep in. And then you're like, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I actually liked it better when I went in the morning and I worked out in the morning and I got up right when my alarm went off. When you act like the person you want to become, your body kind of just naturally gravitates to that. It's like, oh, wait, we say hi to people when we go in the elevator instead of just like awkwardly looking at our phone. Oh, cool. And now you say hi to everybody everywhere you go, and you feel more confident, and you're more social, and you're happier. Start doing little things that you wish you would do or that you foresee yourself doing. If you were to make a list of what your day looks like, this is an activity that Mel Robbins talks about. I want you to write out your day from start to finish, from when you wake up to when you go to bed right now, and then write another list of what you want your day to look like from start to finish when you wake up and when you go to bed, of what you think, what do you think your ideal day would look like? And in this case, what do you think the healthy version of you looks like? The version that loves its body already. Because we should be doing that now, but what do you think that looks like? And then I want you to run it by somebody. I want you to run it by, either a therapist, a friend, or somebody. And then preferably somebody who's a licensed professional and can support you with that, because I don't want you to write something on there that's absolutely ridiculous and then have a friend be like, sure, but no. But once you've got a pretty solid list, it's attainable, it's reasonable, it's backed by science, start it. Why do you have to wait? Start it now. Who says you can't start doing that today? Because you're not going to turn into that version of her tomorrow. You're not just going to magically be that version of her in 6 months. You have to put in the work. So you might as well start acting like it now. It's kind of like a fake out way of instead of saying like, I'm going to do the work, you're like, oh, I'm going to pretend I'm this, which means I have to act like her. Okay. You're still putting in the work. It's kind of like a catch-22, but in a good way. Another one that I kind of had to learn this the hard way, but I'm really glad I did, is number 7, wear comfortable clothes that fit you. I'm going to tell you my story. When I moved to my condo, I moved out of my parents' house and I moved into my condo. I brought everything with me and I was like, oh, I'm not going to go through my clothes. I'll do it when I get there. I held on to so many tank tops, dresses, shorts that fit me when I was 150 pounds and I was in a totally different phase of life. Rewind to a couple of years ago when I was 180 pounds, maybe even 182, because I was stressed, I was overworked, I was doing grad school, I was planning a wedding, I was working 2 jobs actually. And now I'm so stressed, I don't love what I see in the mirror, and I've gained weight. But I kept those clothes because for some reason in my mind, I was like, I'm going to get back to 150 pounds, forgetting that the 150-pound version of me was also like 24. Totally different metabolism back then, totally different lifestyle. I only had to worry about going to work and then I could go home and hang out at my parents' house. And forgetting that I was so restrictive and that life is not like that. Life isn't about always saying no to the ice cream. It's about saying, yes, you know what? I've said no the past few nights, but I would love to go get ice cream with you. Not just because I want the ice cream, but because I want to spend time with a friend. Get rid of those clothes. If they have been sitting there for forever, maybe they're not meant to fit you anymore. Clothes that are too large or too small tend to create physical discomfort and may make you feel even worse about your body. I know you know exactly what we're talking about here. Clothes that fit you and that fit you well are designed to complement your figure. Remember that you are so much more than the size you wear. Also, you want to hear something funny? So This is now where I'm going to tell you my height. I'm 5'9". I don't know what that is in centimeters, but I'm very tall for a girl. So sometimes people hear that and then they hear the 170 and they're like, oh, well, no wonder you're tall. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's cool. But you know what sucks? Buying clothes. You know what sucks even more? Buying pants that go all the way to my ankles or shirts that are long enough for my torso. Buying clothes is hard for a tall person, just like it is for a short person. I hear you, girl. I have the opposite problem. I have held on to so many clothes that I remembered they fit me well, and I have that visual of them fitting me well in my head, and I want to keep that in my head because I loved the way I looked in it and it fit me well. But I was 21 when I wore that dress. And my body is so different now at 29 just because I'm living and I'm growing and I've started working out and I'm more muscular and I'm not ashamed and I don't have to be super skinny. I liked the way I looked back then, but it's different now. Our bodies change as we age. And that's a beautiful thing because that means we are living. We get to continue living. And we have to roll with the way our bodies roll. But it is up to us to take care of it, to not punish it, to accept it, and to remove the clothes that are toxic. They served a wonderful purpose when they did, but their purpose is done. It's time to put them in the box. It's time to remove them. And it's time to stop torturing yourself with them. It sucks. Because I know there's times where, oh, but I might be able to fit into it. I might. You might. Or you might just stare at it. And it's going to be that painful reminder every time you look at it. That is harsh, and I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Number 8 is question ads that perpetuate unrealistic standards for your bodies. Meaning, when you see, this is one of my, oh, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. When you see a magazine cover, guys, when you see a social media account, when you see anything that is posted with this picture perfect person on it, instead of looking at it and instead of saying, oh my God, she's beautiful and I'm not, they look amazing, I don't have that body. Instead of saying, what is wrong with me? Start saying, what is wrong with this ad? And set your own standards instead of letting the media set them for you. According to the fitness world, every personal trainer should be completely shredded and have abs. I mean, technically, we all have abs. It's a muscle group in the body. We all have it. Just like we all have legs, we all have backs, shoulders, chest, tries. We have all of those. So, yeah, we all have abs. Are all of our abs visible? No, because especially as a woman, our body weight fluctuates during the time of month. Instead of looking at an ad and immediately picking yourself apart, I want you to disassociate from it. I want you to say, wow, she looks beautiful, and move on. And then I want you to say something beautiful about yourself. And I want you to remember that that person who took that picture, she may be the most authentic, amazing person in the world, but she's not you. You have totally different lives. Do not even compare. And who knows what that magazine company did to make her look differently? Maybe she doesn't even look like that at all. I will say, speaking of magazines, there are some that showcase genuine, authentic women. But unfortunately, there's many accounts, magazines, pages, everything that don't. They'll blur out any imperfections, any scars, change your body shape. It still happens. There is a lot more authenticity out there than there used to be, but it still happens. So instead of looking at them and being like, oh, I wish I looked like that, compliment the person on the front. Oh my God, she looks amazing. And move on. That's what I want you to do. I want you to set your own standards instead of letting the media set it for you. This article even says that you can write to the company and let them know how it made you feel. I think that's totally up to you, but I think the most important thing you do is find a way to compliment somebody and honor somebody else without taking away your own joy. Recognize that somebody can be beautiful and you can still be beautiful. We're not in a competition here. Just because somebody's on the cover of a magazine doesn't mean she's better than you. We are all equal. We are all put on this earth for a reason. And there is no reason that we should ever feel like because we didn't make it on the cover of a magazine that it's now time to start self-sabotaging. I refuse to believe that. Number 9 is surround yourself with people who are supportive of you and your body, not people who are critical of it. And I know that sometimes those people can be people who are close to you. It can be family members. It can be friends. It can be coworkers. It can be literally a sibling. It could be your partner. It's so infuriating. Oh, I can't even speak. It makes me so angry. I can't even say the words. It is horrible that people feel like they get to make a comment about your body. It's wrong. It's not okay. And it's not anybody's business. You worry about your body. I'll worry about mine. I remember during a very tough time in my life, I was trying on a dress for a wedding I was going to. And this was a tough time in my life. And the dress was a little bit tight, but not too tight. Like it was tight enough that it still looked good, but something about it was just not rubbing my body the right way. And thankfully, I knew this is the dress's fault, not Julie's fault. So I'm going into this dress fitting feeling good. I'm like, you know what? This dress just wasn't meant for me, but you know what? Like, I'm a bridesmaid. This is the dress I have to wear. I'm going to go take it to get fit a little bit better so that it looks better on me because I'm not trying to be in this wedding feeling super, super uncomfortable. Again, it's not about me. It's not my wedding, but let's get this dress fixed up a bit better. So I'm already going into this feeling good. And the seamstress says to me, "What is this?" And she points to my stomach. My stomach. What do you mean, what is this? And she was insinuating that my stomach was too big to be wearing a dress like this. No wonder I get so insecure about my stomach because people feel like they're allowed to comment on it. You're not. Nobody's allowed to comment on your body unless it's you. And honestly, the whole purpose of this is that we're supposed to be saying kind things to our body. So, you know what? Not your body, not your business. The end. And I'm going to leave it at that. People in your life who support you, support your choices with your body, and support that you make safe choices with your body are the kind of people you need to be around. Anybody else, you do not have to hang out with them. I don't care if it's a parent, a sibling, a close relative, a friend. I don't care. You do not have to hang out with them. And you can straight up tell them, I do not appreciate the way you talk about my body. It's my body, not yours, and it's not your business. And sometimes they're going to say, oh, I was just trying to help. I don't want it. No, thank you. Let's move on. And I would appreciate it if you don't say those things again. You have every right to stand up for your body. And that is a great way of showing your body that you love your body. We made it. We're at number 10. Number 10 is use strategies to love yourself. This is kind of like a reminder of number 1, but make a list of what you like about yourself that has nothing to do with your weight. Make a list of things you like your eyes, your hair, your teeth, I don't know, maybe you have nice shaped ears. Maybe you love, I had a friend in high school who loved the shape of knuckles. I'm just calling him out for that. I don't know, maybe you like the shape of your knuckles. Whatever it is that you like about yourself, remind yourself that, and remind yourself regularly that you are not a complete broken mess. You are not, and you never will be. You will not. You are amazing the way you are. And it is more than okay to want to do better and to want to change something. That's okay. All I ask is that you please do this with love, with support, and safely. And remember that change does not happen overnight, and you deserve to live the life you want to live, regardless of what other people say, regardless of if you are the weight you want to be. You deserve it. And now, your homework. I want you to take one of these 10 things that we talked about, and I want you to implement it for a week straight. Feel free to message me either at the Busy Life Podcast on Instagram or at Julie_goes_healthy on Instagram. Let me know which of these you're going to work on, and I want you to do it for a week. Then the following week, I want you to pick another one, and I want you to keep going. And before you know it, it'll be 10 weeks, and it'll be summer, and you will have gotten even closer to healing the relationship that you have with your body. This is not just about loving your body for the summer. It's about loving your body for the rest of your life. I love you guys so much. Thank you for getting so deep with me today. Sometimes we have to have those episodes, right? Sometimes we have to have those times where somebody sits down with us and really pours the truth into us. And I hope that was this episode for you. I can't wait to talk to you guys next time. Again, please let me know which of those 10 things you pick. Thank you to the University of North Carolina for creating this at Chapel Hill. This is a beautiful, beautiful list that can be applied to so many different people and so many different stages of life. I completely agree with all of it. And I believe in you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.